Mountain God needs no donations, only worship please. Chapter 20 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. I was brought back to full awareness when I saw both Sakuya and Ran awakening at the crack of dawn, which was probably an ingrained habit born of taking care of the troublemaking Chen, Yukari, and Flandre for Sakuya. A loud thrum of thunder shook the skies and I felt rain starting to slide down my barrier for a few seconds. As much as it would be funny for Gensokyo to see my invisible barrier blocking all the rain and watching all the rainwater cascading down my barrier, that would probably be a bad idea, so I changed the barrier to allow the water to pass through unchallenged. I watched awkwardly as the two women clearly shook themselves awake and realized what happened the night before wasn't a dream despite how painful it was for the two of them. I couldn't just teleport into their rooms to comfort them, so I just let them mentally adjust. As I began trolling the children who were still in the houses, I quickly threw up as Raimu apparently hadn't bothered to tell the human village to come get their children after 2 days. It's not like it would even take her more than a 5-minute flight at most to get to the village either. Damned lazy Miko. I am a god, not a babysitter, nor is my champion. I groaned as Hero himself was already going down from my cathedral to those houses to wake them and feed the children. Bah. I will watch the children for the day while Hero goes himself. Obviously, Raimu is busy with some other incident or something, I guess. I shrugged and then teleported ahead of Hero as he was walking down the road from my cathedral. When the young man noticed me standing to the side of the road, obviously waiting for him to finally notice me, he hurriedly bowed and I nodded at his show of respect. Lord Moria, what have you come to me for? He said respectfully with his head still bowed. I sent a gift and letter to Raimu Hakurii to escort some human elders to come escort their children back home, but she and the human village as far as I can see have received no word despite her taking my gift and the letter. I frowned at the rudeness Raimu had as she literally took the divine gold, and I received no word in response. After you wake up the children, send them to my cathedral, and I will entertain and feed them for the day while you get the human elders here. Hero nodded in understanding, and I tossed him a small felt bag full of gold coins the size of the yen coins they used here in Gensokyo. While you are out, you can pick up the kids some candy and get yourself whatever household items you need. Or with that much gold, you can always pay a bridal price and snag a wife. Haha. I laughed seeing how Hero blanched and blushed at the thought of outright buying a wife. He honestly could, though, with how medieval and traditional Gensokyo was, as everyone in power pushed for the status quo to remain. Thank you for the suggestion, sir. He said, embarrassed, and with one more swift bow, he power-walked at a fast speed towards the houses where the children were staying. I teleported back into my throne room and was now wearing a slight frown as the rain that was sliding through my barrier seemed almost unnatural, you could say, but I was keeping a close eye, and if anyone was going to form a body from the rainwater I let in or something, they will get a very swift lesson via a stone block smashing them into a paste. A few minutes later I was proven half right as the rain heavily intensified, and seeing the kids coming out of the houses to meet with Hero, I blocked off the rain from entering my barrier with a hum and a grimace at the deluge of rain and the occasional lightning bolt striking my barrier and messing with my senses. Let the kids get here and Hero can get suited up to travel in this weather before I let the rain in, I grumbled as my two guests walked into my throne room together. Lord Moria. They said in unison and shared an unreadable expression between the two of them. I lightly smiled as Ran, obviously desiring to understand what happened the previous night, approached me while Sakuya was torn on whether she should approach me at all. Lord Moria. What happened last night? I saw a woman beside you and felt your mountain shuddering, then I just blacked out. She said, obviously confused. I rubbed my hand down my hair and across my face as I put together my words on how to explain to the kitsune that she was almost splattered across my polished marble gem-encrusted door like the sexiest fly on the most expensive fly swatter. Ran, you need a haircut, I spoke reflexively. Sorry. I mean, you reminded Tiamat/Gaia of the goddess Inari, who was the main perpetrator of sealing away my sibling that formed in Mount Fuji. I explained, and Ran's face turned pale at the knowledge that she was a walking reminder of a person who was clearly the enemy of the living personification of the planet. Actually, why hasn't she struck Inari down anyway? I thought before throwing the thought aside, as that was obviously something I needed to ask Tiamat personally. I see. And why is Sakuya here as well? Ran asked me, and the silver-haired maid raised her head as my face scrunched up in a wry smile. The Scarlet Mansion and a few others thought it would be swell ideal to break through my barrier and steal my house. Tiamat was still here as they were doing it, took offense to their actions, and made Sakuya the scapegoat. Her punishment was to serve me for a certain amount of time. I explained, though I left out the part where Tiamat literally ripped out Sakuya's heart and replaced it with a miniature planet Earth.